Welcome to the Public Art Archive Collection Management System demo. The Public Art Archive CMS was created in collaboration with Collection Space and customized to suit the specific needs of managing a public art collection, tracking all responsibilities ranging from commissioning to valuations, relocations to maintenance, and even deaccession. Our web-based collection management system can be accessed on any device with an internet or data connection. Public art organizations that sign on with the Public Art Archive will be provided with a unique URL to log into their staff interface. PAA will take care of all system maintenance, provide upgrades, make sure your data is secure and backed up, and our team is always happy to provide customer support, tutorials, and training as you learn your system and acquire new teammates along the way. We'll start our overview of this system with the Create New page, which shows the three main record types in the CMS. The first is objects. Objects describe the artworks in our care. They can be owned or on loan, and they can be physical or digital. The next is procedures. Procedures are those things that happen to our objects. They are acquired, conserved, relocated, etc. And the third is authorities. Authorities are the controlled names we use to manage personal names, geographic locations, materials, and other concepts. We'll walk through a few procedures in more detail in a moment, but first we would like to note that through roles and permissions, which can be found under the Administration tab and are entirely controlled by the administrators of the collection, you can limit which users have access to which procedures. For example, you might give an intern working on an inventory the ability to edit locations, but only view other types of records. Moving back to procedures, we'll walk through some of the most popular functions of the system. Acquisition is the process of bringing new works into the collection. Through acquisition, you are able to capture information about when a work was acquired, how it came into the collection, for example, as a commission or a gift, and document extensive budget details as you are in the project planning, design, and fabrication stages. Condition check manages information about the condition and maintenance of an artwork and serves as a place to hold recommendations about use and treatment. As you'll see in a minute, the CMS doesn't just hold information about a work's current condition, but provides a way to track an overview over time. So you might see how it changes after years outside in the sun, or years of kids attempting to climb a sculpture in a public park. As with all procedural records, you can attach photos, documents, or other media directly to the condition check record for easy reference. The conservation procedure manages information about interventive and preventive conservation activities. So once you've performed the condition check, you may go ahead and decide to do some work on a piece, cleaning, reassembly, part replacement, or technology updates. This procedure can be used directly by conservators or by administrators logging the conservation process. The exhibition procedure manages exhibitions of works of public art. These can be exhibitions of works that you own, works that are on loan or commissioned, or some combination. A user might use this procedure to create an exhibition of 2D work in the public library, or as a way to pull together works of art for an on-loan season. Media handling manages all types of media related to an artwork and its associated procedures. Media handling is not limited to images. You can add PDFs, other documents, video and sound files, any digital media directly to this record, as well as any external links you want to save. Each piece of media can be uploaded, described, and related. For example, you might attach a budget spreadsheet to an acquisition, an image to a condition report, and a sales agreement to a deaccession. Valuation control provides a place to manage the value of a work, including space to capture appraisal and insurance information. I do want to stress that while the PAA CMS has many useful procedures, you don't have to use them all. The system is very flexible and you don't have to utilize any procedures that aren't relevant to your collection. If you don't do loans, that's no problem. The third record type is authorities, which, put simply, are used to control the words we use to describe our works. For example, to consistently use rust instead of oxidation, or to use the artist name Man Ray and not Emanuel Radinsky. So let's go ahead and open a cataloging record. Our first record is for the work Lake Nessie by Dixie Friend Gay, which is a part of the Art in Public Places collection for the city of Austin, Texas. As we move through the data entry form, I want to mention just a few things. First, the data entry form you see here and all the features and functionality we'll walk through are the same regardless of what procedure you're doing in the system. You don't need to learn a whole new set of interfaces and buttons to work on an exhibition record or condition report. We also have included a number of widgets to help guide you and your team into better, easier data management. What do we mean by that? Built into this system are things like number pattern generators that give you the next number in a given pattern, field validation that won't let you put the wrong type of data into a field, as well as lots and lots of drop-downs and controlled vocabularies, so you don't have to remember exactly the correct punctuation or proper title of the collection name. The system recalls it for you as you start typing in. Throughout all the records, everywhere you see a field with a little plus sign underneath it, that's a place where you can add another instance of that field. Let's look at a few places where that's useful. Here we have an example where the artist has assigned the title of the work as Lake Nessie. However, let's say the people in the city of Austin refer to it by a nickname. You might also enter that name. Let's say it's Loch Ness. So we can capture that title too. We'll tag it as popular, so it won't make its way into any official label copy or into a catalog, but we'll be able to search for it under both names. This artwork is a sculpture with mosaic components, so you'll see under work type and materials we've repeated the field to accommodate all the terms we want to use to describe this artwork, making it easier to search and discover in our system. Similarly, if we go down to dimensions, we can see that the length and height of the work have already been entered. But what if we need to move this work? There's another piece of critical information that we need to have in case this sculpture ever gets relocated: its weight. So let's use a plus sign to add another measurement and add the weight of this sculpture, 6,000 pounds. That's useful info to have when it comes to planning and sourcing the right equipment for relocating this work. Now we can save the object and take a look at the right sidebar. Here we have the contextual snapshot of this artwork, all the vocabulary terms we've applied to it, all the procedures it's related to, and some of the reports I can run directly from the artwork record. If we click on one of the vocabulary terms, we can see additional information about that term. I'll go ahead and click on the place name, Mueller's Lake Park. Here we have the place authority record for Mueller's Lake Park, where we can add in any detailed information we want to capture about this place. Data related to its history, alternate names, the type of place this is, and the address and georeference information, which helps us pinpoint where the artwork can be found at this site. As I mentioned earlier, you can use the PAA CMS for objects that you own, that are on loan, permanent works, or temporary works. Let's take a look at the record for Skylines, part of the City of Austin's temporary art program. Temporary works often are not accessioned into the permanent collection, but may still go through the acquisition and commissioning process, and we need to still gather information about them. A few differences you'll notice from the Lake Nessie record. Skyline is noted as temporary in the installation type field, and if we scroll down to production dates, we can see that it was on view from June 2015 to August 2015. There are two types of dates in the CMS: calendar dates, which are useful for things that have a specific date, such as the day a loan is due back, or structured dates. As you can see here, structured dates provide a lot more flexibility, around description and search. A structured date allows the entire range of dates to become searchable for us in the CMS. Now that we have these cataloging records complete, let's add some media to them. I've mentioned the word relationships a few times, and media is a great way to learn how relationships among records work. It may be helpful to think of the PAA CMS like the internet, meaning we create something once like a web page, and then we link to it many times wherever this information is relevant or helpful to our workflow. In this way, we keep information in its rightful place. Cataloging information stays with the cataloging records, acquisition information stays with the acquisition record, and so forth. With media, once we've uploaded an image or video file or PDF, we can relate that media file to any object or procedural record where it would be useful. We might take a condition image and attach it to a condition report. An invoice from a fabricator might be related to an acquisition, cataloging, and valuation record. So let's see how that works. The fastest way to add an image to a cataloging record is to start with the cataloging record itself, and then click the plus related tab at the top of the record. Navigate down to and click Media Handling. Once in the tab, I can create a new media handling record, add whatever metadata I like, and upload the media file. Once I save this media handling record, it will be related to this cataloging record, but again, I can also relate it in other places where it may be relevant. Let's create a few media records for Lake Nessie. I've started a sample record for us to get started with. Note that the information in the media record is about the media file itself. So for example, in the creator field, you'd want to put the person who took the photograph, not the creator of the artwork itself. To upload an image, click on the select button and navigate through your file system to the image. Click on the image, save the record, and it will upload. Once it's uploaded, you can see it will appear on the right sidebar of the record. You can click on that thumbnail to see the full resolution size version. Media handling is more than just about images though. Let's say I had a video of the installation of this piece. I could add that here as well. We can also add a record for a PDF of the invoice used for the concrete pad installation. We give the media handling record a title and again navigate through our file system till we see the file we want. Click Save and then the document is uploaded. And let's say I'd also like to relate this concrete invoice to the acquisition record for this work. So let's pivot to make the media handling record our main record, and then via the right sidebar, relate it to the acquisition record for this work. Let's talk a little bit more about some of the other procedures that we use to manage our public art collections. We just linked this media record to an acquisition record and use the right sidebar to pivot to that acquisition record. You can see that everything in the right sidebar that looks like a link is a link, which is a nice benefit of having a web-based system. Let's look at Location Movement Inventory, or LMI for short. This is where we track information about where an object is located currently, as well as any previous locations or planned future movements. If we go back to the cataloging record for Skyline, we can catalog where it was located when it was on display between June and August of 2015. Click on Plus Related and scroll down to go to the LMI tab. From here we click Create New and use the number pattern generator to create a reference number for this location record, and then add in the location. In this case, this artwork was displayed at the Boggy Creek Greenbelt Park. You can see that the predictive text feature alerts me that this place authority already exists in my system, but if it didn't, I could add it on the fly by clicking on Plus Shared Places. We know it was placed there in June of 2015. Once our information is in, we can save this record, and when the artwork is taken down, we can create a new location record and note where it was moved. For the sake of this demonstration, we'll put it in a general location called Public Art Storage. In this way, we build up a history of an artwork's location that we can reference over time. So what happens when an object leaves? Whether a piece is a part of the permanent collection and it's being deaccessioned, or a temporary work that is being taken down, we'd like to know what happened to it. Let's take this sculpture as an example. The sculpture is made of plastic panels that over the year have degraded to the point where they can't be restored and the work no longer represents the artist's vision. The city has decided to deaccession the work. We can go to the Object Exit tab, where we can put in all the details of the work leaving, where it's going, and who authorized it. If it was in better condition, maybe we'd transfer it to a different city, but in this case, at the artist's request, we are destroying it. There are many ways to leverage your CMS to maximize your collection management practices, and this overview touches on only a few. When you start working in your CMS, it's always great to start small, with the basic information you need to manage your collection day to day, and then think about how entering more and different types of data might help with future planning, analytics, budgeting, and reporting. One great advantage of the PAA CMS is that you have the option to publish artwork records directly from your CMS to the Public Art Archive's Public Engagement Portal. So to start, if you don't capture any more information than what is needed to publish records to the Public Art Archive's public-facing site, that's not a problem. There's a data entry template on the object record called the Tombstone template that hides all the other fields from view that aren't published to the front-facing portal. All artworks in your CMS can be flagged for inclusion in the Public Art Archive's Public Engagement Portal. Each cataloging record has a Publish To field that you can use to note which records are ready to be published, and you can customize which photos or other media items published to the engagement portal. The Public Art Archive runs regular updates on all published records twice daily, Monday through Friday. That completes our online demo. Feel free to reach out to our team with questions or to schedule a live demo that addresses your specific collection needs. Thank you.